Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the voice of reason. So, in continued coverage of the ongoing civil war that is taking place inside of Ethiopia, the conflict continues unabated. Right now, we seem to be entering a period of positioning. As the sides fragment, and what I specifically mean by that is really the Ethiopian army, the Amhara militias, and other regional actors within the state of Ethiopia. Continue to cracks and divides appear to be showing, and we can really see right now the buildup and the mobilization of the Amhara region, in which it is looking to expand its regional force structure. Possibly, at one point, we could see it separate. The Amhara militias actually come into conflict with certain elements of the Ethiopian government, and I think we've quite possibly have already seen that. We continue to see the Tigrayan Defense Forces position itself for the prevention of further offensive activity into the Tigray region. We have seen movements of the TDF to establish buffer zones inside of the Afar region. We continue to see the TDF deploy southward and position itself to prevent an advance like we saw before into Mekelle, and we continue to see the TDF deploy itself looking to retake those western areas from these Amhara militias and obviously the Eritrean army, which is stationed in Himora, and the Amhara militias as well. But we really are kind of starting to see cracks in the foundation of the Ethiopian federal government. There are continued reports coming in of extremely high-ranking Ethiopian army officials that have gone dark, so to speak. We've heard reports of possible arrests within the Ethiopian military high command. We continue to see the Amhara region starting to recruit, in some cases, persons identified as criminals into leadership positions within these Amhara militias. So that is a interesting turn of events, and you can see the gravitational pull of a possible independent Amhara regional army that could be completely separate from the Ethiopian army, and actually at some point come into conflict with the Ethiopian army, if that in fact actually continues to exist. We continue to see the Oromo Liberation Army is very active in the Oromia region and is putting quite a bit of pressure on the remnants of the Ethiopian army. But right now, the best units of the Ethiopian army that are loyal to the prime minister, the Prosperity Party, or the Prosperity Party that exists around Abiy Ahmed, those units are now utilized to protect Addis Ababa and the regime. And we are seeing kind of the same thing in these other regions, as some are committing troops to the war effort against the Tigray region, others are refusing to do so. So it's really causing the Ethiopian society, so to speak, to fragment and fracture further. Completely different result than the original expectation, which was to go in and crush the Tigray region, and that has ultimately led to really dire circumstances for the rest of Ethiopia as well. But we will continue to monitor events on the ground. We continue to see a lot of positioning, a lot of mobilization. One other quick point I wanted to bring up was obviously everyone has heard about the release of the prisoners of war. I've mixed thoughts on that. Obviously, the Tigrayan Defense Forces did what it felt it had to do in terms of releasing those POWs. Is there further background to that possibly benefited the TDF? Quite possibly, but holding thousands and thousands of POWs in which you have to feed and care for obviously is an expense on both resources and personnel. And the TDF had decided that it was best to send those troops back to whence they came. Those forces are very haggard. They did not appear to be professional soldiers. These were not elite units of the Ethiopian army, and I very doubt that they would be put back into the system quickly to go back to the front to fight against the TDF in the Tigray region. I think those troops are probably out of action for an extended period of time, and probably should have never been placed into action given the level of training and supplies that were present with those forces. That's all I have for today. Have a great day, everybody.